Hey, Joe here from Boulet's Garage. I got a 2015 Toyota Corolla in here, and it's got a recurring P2420 code. And I had this in here last October of 2024, and I replaced the whole evap canister for this. Really common. Have not had a problem in the past using aftermarket parts for this stuff, but this one I got an issue with. Now, I couldn't get a refund on the um, canister because the customer waited 3 months before she told me about it. I said, well, how long did the light stay out? Oh, about a week, and then it came back on. So I went and I replaced the purge control valve because that is possible. That could be an issue with it. And it wasn't. Light came back on. So I took a closer look at the evap canister, and I looked out there and I found that it's not a good idea to use an aftermarket canister assembly for one of these vehicles. This is stuff that keeps me up at night, you know? So I'm going to replace that one that I found online. Got it off Rock Auto. And I don't usually have problems with that stuff, but it doesn't matter. She waited too long and I couldn't get her a refund. I'm not going to charge her any labor for it. And I'm going to charge her the cost of the new evap box. But I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here in a minute. All right, here's the one I replaced back last October 2024. And I'm going to pull it out. And there's subtle differences in this box, and I'm going to show you once I get it down. But what it comes all down to is that air pump and the resistance that it has compared to the OEM one. So I'm going to pull this out, and if you're interested in how you do that, obviously you're going to pull this hose connector off, this other one here, this hose, and there's one bolt here, one bolt right behind it, and then you got the other one over here, and it should come right down. If you try and do this on your back, you might have a struggle with it because sometimes these connectors can be tricky to release. And make sure you wear eye protection if you do that. It's no fun going to the doctors and having something pulled out of your eyes. You know what I mean? Last October. Basically looks the same as the OEM one, except for a few differences. Now, what I wanted to do is just keep this box and replace the pump assembly, but I couldn't do that because see the way it's mounted in there? The OEM one clips in. This one has a Torx head screw holding it in. So everything looks really, really almost the same, but there's got to be an obvious difference in the pump assembly as far as resistance goes. Something going on in there. And, I talked to the parts guy at Toyota. He says, yeah, they have this problem a lot. People throw the aftermarket stuff in to save money. But you can get this whole box through Toyota with the pump assembly cheaper than you can this aftermarket. So just keep that in mind. You always want to check with the dealer too, to check on prices and stuff, because sometimes it surprises you. That they can be cheaper with stuff. Oh, if I didn't say it already, this is the part number for the OEM one for a 2015 Corolla 77740-02220. So I'm going to swap this out, clear the code, and see how we do. Until I can complete a drive cycle, I won't know for sure. So stay tuned, my friends. All right, I got this new old aftermarket evap canister out of that 2015 Corolla I replaced last October. So I've driven it. I got all the monitors up except for the evap monitors, and that's usually the last one that runs. So I got to send the customer away with it because I'm not able to duplicate the conditions needed today to get that drive cycle completed with the evap test. But in case you're wondering, the 2015 Corolla, what you got to do to get a drive cycle completed, I'm going to read it off to you because I can't possibly memorize every single drive cycle and how it's performed. You know what I mean? So to get the evap monitor to run on your 2015 Toyota Corolla, perform a cold start. Let the engine idle for a few minutes, then drive for 10 to 15 minutes at varying speeds from 25 to 60 miles an hour, including some coasting. And finally, let it idle again for several minutes. Ensure your gas tank is 1/4 to 3/4 full and that the engine is cooled overnight before beginning the drive cycle. So that's fairly important with this. So I'm going to send the customer away with it. Should be all set. You know, what I like about this is I replaced this when I was able to clear the code. I told you I could not clear the code, and that was weird because I suspected a wire that shorted out or whatever, but I got the OEM Toyota one in there, and it's fine so far. So we'll see what happens. Should take care of it, and I'm always going to stick to OEM parts. I usually do, but I try to save customer money. And I could have gotten her a refund on this one, but like I said, she waited 3 months before she told me the light even came back on. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, Joe here from Boulet's Garage. So I just wanted to give a happy ending to the story of this 2015 Toyota Corolla with a P2420 code, indicating a issue with the vacuum switching valve. And I told you the whole story on this in this video, but I just wanted to make sure and verify that it took care of the problem and it wasn't a electrical or a PCM issue. But if it was an electrical issue, that code probably would have just immediately come right back after I cleared it. So if you have anything going on, it's my recommendation with the evap system, O2 sensors, or anything, and you're trying to save a few bucks, you can try and do that, but you might end up spending more money in the long run. I've not had problems with aftermarket evap boxes in the past, but that's a totally different story now. So if I could go back in time, I would just replace the vacuum pump and with a OEM Toyota one and be done with it.